among overseas investors. We will work with all the state governments and Telangana in particular to be a part of this initiative as well, because we need role models like the state of Telangana to take forward the good work that can come out of the government and CII partnerships. With these few words, I'm afraid that I couldn't do what Vagish did, but certainly I know that I've kept myself very brief, but up to the point to highlight the fantastic work that keeps going on in Telangana. And with these few words, I conclude my speech, and I wish the best of deliberations to come forth throughout this day. So, my Vice Chairman Garu from Telangana has just reminded me of the consultative forum that I would like to request, since KTR Garu is right here and in front of this wonderful audience. The CII and the State Government Consultative Forum అనేది ఒకటి సెట్ చేసి ఇక్కడ we need to get that rolling as well, so that we will be able to interact on a day-to-day basis with the government and take forward all the initiatives, vice versa, and both ways going, mutually supporting each other, the industry and the government, taking forward the initiatives by and large to the industry and to the investment and the development of the state. There has been a small model, there's been a model already that has happened in Kerala that I would like to also bring it to your notice. I will share that information with your office as well, but I would certainly request Telangana government to also take this forward, and with you being here, I have no doubts that you're not going to say no to such initiatives. As long as I have to write a big check to you. Okay. I was going to think whether I would have to ask you for that. But anyway, we will have this conversation on later. But I certainly look forward to this interaction, to continue with the government. It has been a phenomenal role for me as well, personally, because as you have known, you have seen us been here for the last 30 years, and you know what we bring to this part of the region and to the state in particular, and the pride that we have when we go around the world saying that we are from Hyderabad. So, and it's the vaccine capital of the world as well, so we won't take that away from you. I assure you that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Suchitra ji, for your very enlightening address. May I now request Mr. Sabu Jacob to address the gathering. Yeah. He is the Managing Director of Kitex. He's been kind to accept to speak to us. Thank you.
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity. I was actually not an invited guest here. I came for a different purpose and to meet your minister, and he asked me to share my experience. I'm from Kerala, and I can say, unfortunately, I'm forced to come out of Kerala because we have invested almost 3,000 crores in Kerala due to the political system, political harassment. I was thrown out from Kerala. We employed more than 15,000 people in Kerala, but Kerala didn't recognize our value. I don't know anybody in this audience, any Keralites here? Okay. So I'm happy to see that, at least one Keralite. Maybe from today, another 5 years' time, you will find a lot of Keralites in this. I'm working with the minister, in Kerala. We are also planning for a meeting in Kerala like this. A lot of people are frustrated, I can say, and they don't have any opportunity. My father started this business in 1968. We started with the 10 employees. Now we are employed more than 15,000 people in various fields, right from aluminum business, spices business, textile business, garment business. I'm heading garment business, exporting to America, only to America, and we are shipping almost 1 million pieces of infant garments to America every day. But still, our government didn't recognize us. I'm forced to come over here. They harassed me in 1 month, toll rates in my factory. So I got invitation from various part of India. Most of the chief ministers, chief secretaries, industries ministers called me. But I got a call one day from the minister here, your minister. He said, I want to invite you to Telangana. I said, okay, fine. So I said, due to COVID, I cannot travel now. So he said, don't worry. I will send you a private jet. I said, are you sure? Are you joking? He said, I'm serious. You tell me, 24 hours, the flight will be there. He did it. And finally, 21 August 9th, we landed, 8 people landed in a private jet in Telangana airport. We are taken to the Kakatiya mega textile park by helicopter. We visited, came back. I never expected in my life such a treatment like, what he did to me. Without even consulting anybody, that day evening, I committed 1,000 crores investment with 4,000 employment. One of the things I want to address here, that day evening I met him in his residence. I asked him, sir, you are looking for investment or employment? Within seconds, he answered to me, I'm looking for employment. That is his commitment to the state and the people of Telangana. I really appreciate. I think we should. And next day, again, he shown me some other land in Sidarampur. I was very happy. Then I increased my investment from 1,000 crores to 2,000 crores. Then finally, we made the agreement. I increased to 2,400 crores. Now today morning, I committed to him 3,000 crores. So my first project is already almost on completion. I hope we can inaugurate by June, July. He wanted in March, April next month, but it's not possible. But we are going to give employment more than 28,000 people in Telangana. So the most important thing here, we are giving employment 80% to the women and unskilled people. Because the textile industry, we don't need any skilled people. We are going to give training to the people. And I hope within 3 years or 5 years time today, we are going to ship 2.5 million pieces of infant garments to American market. That means whatever we produce in Telangana, you will not find a single child without wearing garment produced in Telangana state in America. So again, I appreciate, we expect a minister like him in Kerala. And even otherwise, we are planning most of the Malayalis or Keralites, I think they will move to Telangana in the near future. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think I really wish you all, blessed with a great minister like him. And I hope, I want to bring more business in Kerala, to Telangana, and more business from Malayali society. They live in America. A lot of people are asking me about Telangana and how they treat. So far, everything is fine. We have a fantastic atmosphere. All the officers, all the department, they all behaving like, they are treating like, very, very well. So thank you very much for everyone and for the opportunity given to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jacob. Very inspiring anecdote about how your investment from 1,000 has gone to 3,000 matter of short time. I'd like to tell you. Sorry? Yes, absolutely. I am now encouraged to take it to 1,000. But I want to tell you something on behalf of many who've started their journeys with 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and quietly crept to 100 crore, 200 in my case, a very small sum of 500, 600. There's a Hindi song which has the words, Abhi to party shuru hui hai. So the party has just begun, and you can come anytime, but you will never leave. That is the beauty of Telangana, so very warm welcome. And thank you for your inspirational story. We would now like to proceed for the presentation of the CII's Haritaharam Awards, followed by the Telangana State Awards. May I invite Mr. Venkat Giri to announce the CII Haritaharam Awards.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable Minister, sir, CII through its various centers of excellence, the Green Business Center at Hyderabad, the Center for Sustainable Development in Delhi, Water Institute, Center for Excellence of SMEs, Food and Agricultural Center for Excellence, have been contributing to the national green and sustainable development. The Indian Green Building Council, headquartered at Hyderabad, sir, has recently reached the the Indian Green Building Council, headquartered at Hyderabad, sir, has recently reached the milestone of registering 10 billion square feet of registered green building footprint in the country. This is one of the second largest in the world in terms of registered green building footprint. Sir, many of the Telangana state has been a great supporter of the green building movement, with many of the leading buildings of the government adopting the green building rating. Command and Control Center, T-Hub, TIIC, IT Parks, Hyderabad Metro Rail are some of the important government buildings which have adopted the rating. We have released a dossier on 10 billion square feet achievement. May I now request Ms. Suchitra Aila, Chairperson, CII Southern Region, to kindly hand over the copy of 10 billion square feet to the Honorable Chief Guest. Thank you, sir. Now we have the Telangana to Haritaharam Awards. It's an initiative of the Government of India. It's one of the initiatives where CII has been very actively participating for the last 7 years. Sir, in the last 7 years, CII members have contributed over 1 crore sapling in the state, and with a survival rate of more than 85%. Last year, August to September 2022, 28,68,000 saplings have been planted with a survival rate of more than 85%. Today, we would be presenting mementos to 5 important organizations which have contributed more than 1 lakh saplings. CII look forward to working closely with the government of Telangana in all these activities. May I request Mr. Anil Kumar Ipur, Chairman CII Green Landscape Committee, also to join the dignitaries in giving away the mementos. Mr. Ipur, please. May I now first request ITC Limited Paper Boards and Specialty Papers Division, which has planted 9.5 lakh saplings last year in 2022. ITC, may I request the team from ITC to kindly come and receive the memento from our chief guest, please. ITC has planted 9.5 lakhs and has been one of the greatest contributors to the...
We need to ensure that this brilliant industry which saves lives needs to be focused on. So therefore, governments across the world, I think institutions across the world, individuals across the world have started investing more and more in life sciences, and therefore the valuation just jumped from 50 to 80 billion in a span of 2.5 years. So we had the good problem, good challenge of resetting our target. Because, the 100 billion target that we had set for ourselves by 2030, we are now going to be shooting it through in 2025, 5 years ahead of schedule. So therefore we said, okay, now let's actually challenge ourselves more. Let's do a revised target. Now what we've come out with is to ensure that this 80 billion industry today becomes a 250 billion industry by 2030. It's audacious, it's bold, it's ambitious, but I think it's imminently doable. The reason why I say this is because today Hyderabad and Telangana have so many strengths that we can consolidate, that we can build on, and that we can continue to leverage on. One of the things I will tell you is, of course, the vaccine industry and how Hyderabad today is the vaccine capital of the world. 35% of world vaccines are produced from Hyderabad. In fact, 9 billion doses are produced from Hyderabad. And come next year, with all the expansion happening in the city, with Bharat, with Biologically, with Sanofi, with Indian Immunologicals and others. In fact, Serum is now setting up a center of excellence here. So all of this combined will take us to almost 14 billion doses by hopefully end of next year. Now that will make it 50% of the current vaccine production of the globe coming from one single location, that is Hyderabad and Telangana, which is a huge, huge matter of pride, matter of happiness to all of us. But how do we consolidate this? We produce 35% of global vaccines. We produce 40% of Indian pharmaceuticals. We also have the largest number of US FDA approved manufacturing facilities, pharma manufacturing facilities in the world for any single province. We have 214 units in Hyderabad and Telangana. The second largest number is actually in New Jersey, 189. So we have the largest number of US FDA approved facilities for any single province or a single state in the world. Also, with the blessings of our Honorable Chief Minister, we had launched the Telangana Medical Devices Park in Sultanpur in Patancheru. Now that is shaped up really well. We have more than 50 units running already. We have 30 more which will be unveiled soon. And we already have the world's largest stent manufacturing facility in a single location in our medical devices park. Now this is the brilliant story of life sciences in Hyderabad. We have across the spectrum of life sciences, we have various activities. Now we need to consolidate and we need to play to our strengths, and we need to also, of course, start looking at newer opportunities. So therefore, we have now, as you all know, we've been talking about it for a while, Hyderabad Pharma City, which will be again the world's largest pharma cluster, single pharma cluster. That is also on the anvil. In fact, we're in the last leg of the court cases, etc. Now it's reserved for judgment. I'm hopeful that it will come through soon. We'll attract more than $8 billion of investment. We'll create more than 500,000 jobs in the single pharma cluster. We'll add to the valuation, we'll add to number of plans that we have with respect to pharma sector. Also, we are expanding Genome Valley. We are also expanding Medical Devices Park. The demand is more than the supply right now, in fact. And I think each and every time I visit Genome Valley, each and every time I visit the Medical Devices Park, I only come back more energized and more enthused about the possibilities, about the future, about the growth opportunities, and about how Hyderabad and Telangana can continue to create opportunities for the rest of India and the rest of the globe as well. I'm very confident that life sciences ecosystem and its valuation and the targets that we have set for ourselves of $250 billion by 2030 is imminently doable, provided, of course, I'm elected back and provided I'm running the state and I continue to run the state as well. Not only life sciences, jokes apart, not only life sciences, we also have several other strengths, several other strong areas. Technology, as you all know, is again a very strong suit of Telangana. Today, Hyderabad and Telangana can boast of some of the strongest names in technology in the world. Just before I came into this room, I was talking to a UK-based company called Deliveroo. They're like the Swiggy and Zomato version who operate in 10 plus countries across the world. They have a tech development center here. It started last year. And they were telling me how swiftly they were growing in Telangana. Not only do we have the startups, we just had 2 or 3 startups, who were all awarded here. Marut Drones, Prem, Bharat and Pawan from Skyroot, the entire team of Dhruva Space. These guys are charting, the new unknown territories. In fact, nobody ever thought space tech in India would be a sector that would be talking about with optimism. But today, we have 2 Hyderabad startups, Skyroot, which sent the first private, rocket into space in first attempt successfully. I think they deserve a huge round of applause. Guys, if you can please stand up for a minute. Bharat and Pawan, did they leave the room or? They left the room, okay. So they're a T-Hub incubating and they have done really well. Even Elon Musk, by comparison, just to draw a quick, simple comparison. Even Elon Musk and his company SpaceX had to make 3 attempts to send a rocket successfully into the orbit. But they have done it in their first attempt. The second company I'd like to acknowledge is, of course, Dhruva. Are you guys here? Okay, these boys, please stand up. These 4 guys. Just after a week, after Skyroot had done the rocket launch, these guys have sent nanosatellites through a Thibault mission into the orbit as well. Please give them a big, big round of applause. So these are the new guys, Lisa. These are the new guys. These are the change agents, as I call them, who are giving me hope. Where is Prem of Marut? Is he here? If he's here, Prem again is redefining the whole drone space. In fact, he was instrumental in working with us in launching a very unique project. Prem, that is Prem, by the way. Prem from Marut Drones. He was instrumental in launching a wonderful project called as Medicine from the Sky. When we delivered, we were the first state in India to partner with the World Economic Forum, to partner with Apollo Hospitals, to deliver medicines and vaccines from Hyderabad, Vikharabad to remote areas, to remote PHCs and other locations. Now, these are some cutting-edge, cool technologies that are going to redefine the landscape as far as we can see in India. So information technology and the technology prowess of Hyderabad. We have some of the largest companies of the world whose largest bases are here. Amazon's world's largest base is in Hyderabad. Largest campus is in Hyderabad, not in Seattle. Google, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, of course, and Salesforce, Uber, Micron, Qualcomm, all of these companies, their second largest bases in the world, outside of their headquarters, is right here. In fact, we have more than 1 million people working directly in technology from Hyderabad. Now, what does this do? On the one hand, we have strong presence in life sciences, where we have more than 450,000 people working in the life sciences area. And we have technology, where we have more than 1 million people working right here in Hyderabad. We all know how pervasive technology is in today's world, because technology has literally not left any sphere of life untouched. We live in a world, where devices talk to each other. We live in a world of interconnected devices. The day is not very far for those of us who are over 40 and over, into the middle age. Let me tell you, the day is not far when your phone is going to give a command to your car, which will in turn talk to your refrigerator, which will also in turn talk to your daughter or son, which will also in turn talk to your stereo, and make sure that everything is synchronized and you move in a seamless fashion. The day is not far. Might sound a bit far-fetched, it might sound a bit like a science fiction movie, but the day is not far. Why am I bringing that up? Technology has become so pervasive that even pharmaceutical industry, even life sciences industry, is not exempt from the pervasiveness of technology. So we have Novartis in Hyderabad, who employs 9,000 plus people, who's actually only doing, out of which only 500 people are doing pure play research and development in a laboratory. The remaining people that are working for Novartis are engaged in digital drug discovery, are working as biostatisticians, are engaged in biomedical engineering, are engaged in biomedical innovation. Technology, therefore, is going to be that beautiful point of confluence for other spheres of life. If you could be a manufacturer. We have Schneider here in Hyderabad, whose factory has been rated as one of the best lighthouses in the world in terms of smart manufacturing facilities for their factories across the world. And now Schneider is a global company, but their factory here has been rated as one among the best in the world in terms of leveraging technology and bringing in practices with respect to Industry 4.0. So that is the sort of pervasiveness of technology I'm trying to bring up to your notice. I keep saying this and I can't say it enough. Hyderabad is that place where biology meets technology, where life sciences meets data sciences, where Mangoverse meets Metaverse, where Paratha meets Dosa, where Idli meets Dokla. The reason why I say this is because India needs economic engines like Hyderabad to continue to attract talent from across the country and across the world. We cannot make do with what we have alone. Of course, we want our youngsters to get lion's share of the jobs, but we also need to understand and emphasize that we need talent no matter where it is from. See, some of our youngsters from Telangana and Andhra are living in the US, are living elsewhere in the world. If they want to come back and set up shop here, they want to come back and give their learnings and give their knowledge, impart their knowledge and create enterprises here, would we not welcome them? So exactly, you have talented individuals across the country in India today who we would want to attract. In fact, the point of confluence, technology plus other spheres of life, as I was pointing out, has become so pervasive that today if you look at the world order, the largest book seller in the world does not own a bookstore. The largest transporter in the world does not own a single vehicle. And the list goes on. Uber, Amazon, neither of them actually have any physical assets in terms of the business they actually are engaged in. So what we need to understand is how paradigms are being redefined, how new business opportunities are emerging. So therefore, Telangana government, understanding this fully and wanting to leverage sustainable mobility, the electric vehicle revolution that's unfolding, we have now launched the Telangana Mobility Valley. Because we understand that automobile of the past was all about design, was all about how robust it should be, how reliable it should be, etc. But the automobile of today, the electric vehicle that we all have taken a fancy to, is nothing but a computer on wheels. It's largely technology and electronics in the machine, and very little hardware if you ask me. So therefore, this Telangana Mobility Valley that we have launched in 4 different clusters around Hyderabad. Manufacturing in Zahirabad, I'm thankful to Mahindra & Mahindra, who have recently announced a 1,000 crore investment. I'm thankful that they would be manufacturing electric autos, the 3-wheelers from there. It's one of their largest growing segments. Likewise, I'm also thankful to Amar Raja Batteries, who's now setting up one of their largest investments, 10,000 crores almost, in Divitipalli in Mehboob Nagar. And I'm also thankful to several other operators who've signed on to create this vibrant mobility valley. What Genome Valley has done to the life sciences industry, I'm pretty confident that the Mobility Valley will do to the sustainable mobility industry, and Hyderabad will become the nucleus in India of this specific industry, which has an immense potential in the decades to come, in the years to come. I'm very confident, and those of you who are looking at, in fact, I met several entrepreneurs now, or battery makers, charging infrastructure makers, etc., and even lithium-ion, cell manufacturers, etc. I look forward to working with you, look forward to engaging with you, and bringing more and more investment to Hyderabad. Now, another important sector that has done rather well in Hyderabad is aerospace and defense. We're very proud of the accomplishments of the aerospace and defense industry in Hyderabad. Look forward to consolidating more and more on that, because this is again a very exciting time to be a defense or aerospace player, because lots of new things are happening, lots of exciting things are happening, lots of joint ventures are happening. The world cannot do without Indian talent, without a question, because India is getting younger and younger, the world is getting older. Our median age is 27. 65% of India is less than the age of 35. So the Indian talent, which has now received a resounding endorsement from across the world, is something that we want to latch on to. We want to continue to build knowledge economy. And as part of that, in fact, aerospace and defense industry is something that I'm looking forward to with a great deal of optimism. But of course, going back to what Mr. Jacob said, he asked me the very first time we met, he said, do you want investment or employment? What is your focus? Of course, I said, I need employment. Because, as I said, we have a lot of youngsters. Every year, we have hundreds of thousands of graduates coming out of our education system. Now, government can only gainfully employ so many directly. What is the task at hand? What is the biggest challenge every government across the world has? It is the task of people management. It is the task of how do you manage this human capital, the so-called demographic dividend that is there for us, that is up for grabs. So every government across the world, not just India, needs to start assessing and looking at the kind of human resources we have at our disposal and create more and more opportunities. So when Mr. Jacob told me that KTX is the second largest kids apparel manufacturer in the world, of course I didn't want to let him go. I said, I'll send you a flight, please come. And then he actually came in, and he not only chose to invest 3,000 crores, more importantly, he's creating 28,000 jobs for Telangana. I think he deserves a huge round of applause. I'm very hopeful that with taking his lead, taking his inspiration, more and more garment manufacturers come our way. Because there are some things which are hidden, some facets of Telangana which have not been explored yet. Recently, I met a gentleman called Senthil, who's from Southern India Mills Association. He was telling me that the quality of cotton produced in Telangana, the long staple cotton that is produced in Telangana, is the best in India. He said, your cotton quality is far superior to what we use in Tamil Nadu, what we use in Gujarat, and what we use elsewhere in the country. Now, this is something that has not been explored. But all he said was, you need to purify it, you need to brand it, you need to market it, so that more and more garment manufacturers, more and more textile manufacturers come here. Now, this is a huge employment generating opportunity. We've already launched Kakatiya Mega Textile Park, where KTX is the anchor. It is India's largest textile park in about 1250 acres. Not only do we have KTX, we already have a unit running by Ganesha Ecosphere. We also have Youngwon, a Korean company, who's also taken 300 acres of land, who's also going to start, construction very, very soon. Now, this park alone will create hundreds of thousands of jobs. Similarly, we have ambitions to create smaller clusters of opportunity in garmenting and textiles. More importantly, electronics, another very, very exciting area. You may have seen the announcement recently, last week in fact. We had unveiled India's largest prototyping facility, called as T-Works, because we want to encourage product innovation coming out of Hyderabad, product innovation coming out of Telangana. The chairman of Foxconn was here. He had unveiled T-Works. He had a great meeting with our chief minister. He has again, because there was some confusion with respect to what was said and what was agreed upon, so he issued a rejoinder yesterday, a renewed commitment yesterday, saying, I'm committed to investing in Telangana, and we have chosen Kongar Kalan, the 200 plus acres of land in Kongar Kalan, to set up our manufacturing facility. I'm very, very hopeful that with Foxconn and other electronic manufacturers coming in, not only will the local ecosystem get a huge boost, but it will create great many opportunities for Telangana youngsters going forward as well. But I can't close out without talking about what is happening in the rural area in Telangana as well. Under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, we have completed, in a span of 36 to 40 months, we have completed the world's largest lift irrigation project, called as Kaleshwaram. Those of you who have a doubt, you can Google it, you can just type world's largest lift irrigation project, you would see Kaleshwaram. We're literally lifting water from about 82 meters above sea level, pumping it all the way through a multi-stage lift irrigation project, multi-stage lifting system, to 618 meters near Hyderabad at Konda Pochamma Sagar in Gajuel. From there, of course, Hyderabad is at 535 meters. This project not only provides irrigation potential to 45 lakh acres of land, it also provides drinking water to Hyderabad and also most of the districts en route. And most importantly, it also gives you potential to industrialize. 10% of the water is also earmarked for industrial consumption. Why am I bringing this up? Because when water is in abundance, through Mission Kakatiya to the various projects that we have completed, 5 new revolutions are unfolding in Telangana as we speak. Now, what are these 5 revolutions? The first one, of course, is the green revolution. Telangana today is competing with the likes of Punjab and Haryana in terms of our paddy production, in terms of our ability to come out with world-class food products and agriculture products. I'm thankful to ITC, who set up a large unit in Tupran with more than 1,000 crores of investment. But I'm looking forward to working more and more with you, the rest of you, who are interested in setting up agri or agri-based industries, food or food-related industries in Telangana. Because we have a problem of plenty now with respect to water, agriculture produce, and what we can do with it. We, of course, are self-sufficient. We would want to ensure that most of this is exported, and we want to continue to unfold these revolutions and latch onto these revolutions. The first is a green revolution. The second one I'll talk about is a blue revolution. Telangana today, because, before the formation of the state, when somebody used to talk about aqua, we used to think about Godavari districts, Bhimavaram and thereabouts. But today, Telangana is the #1 state in India for inland fisheries. Because of all the rejuvenation that has happened in the lakes and tanks, 46,000 lakes and tanks in Telangana through mission Kakatiya, and because of all the new reservoirs that have been built as part of Kaleshwaram, as part of other irrigation projects, we have become the #1 state today in India for inland fisheries. Now, what does this do? Today, my district, Sirsila, Rajanna Sirsila, has become a hub for aqua-based industries. Now, we have companies such as Fishin, CP Foods, which is a Thai-based company. Fishin is an American company, who are wanting to come there and set up cage culture and culture tilapia fish, export 100% to the United States. Now, these are opportunities, again, which I also want you to kindly explore, because we have fantastic fiscal incentives. We have the ability to customize packages for you. Please explore these as well. The third revolution that's unfolding in Telangana, besides the green and blue, is pink revolution. Pink revolution is not that of my political party, but of course that also is true. Pink revolution is the meat processing industry that's flourishing in Telangana because of the improvement in the number of livestock, because of a program that we have taken called as a sheep rearing. Our chief minister says something very interesting. Whenever we talk about skill development, whenever we go tell him, sir, we have this brilliant new initiative of skill development, he asks rather, skill development is good, but what about the already acquired skill that we have in our population? We have people who can rear sheep, we have people who can weave beautiful fabrics, we have people who can do magic, because that is what they've learned over the years. What about them, the brilliant craftsmen that we have? So what has happened in Telangana because of the sheep rearing program is our livestock has doubled. Again, we are now one of the largest meat producers in the country, and this gives us opportunity also to create meat processing potential, not just for Telangana, Andhra, but also for the rest of the country and also possibly for international markets. The fourth revolution that's unfolding also is white revolution, dairy revolution. In Telangana, when we started our journey 8.5 years ago, our state-owned dairy, Vijaya Dairy, was in losses. But today, Vijaya Dairy has turned around. It is actually giving a dividend back to the state. Not only Vijaya Dairy, we also have Karimnagar Dairy. We have Mother Dairy in Nalgonda and Rangareddy. All of them are thriving. And therefore, you see a white revolution unfolding. And please don't underestimate the white revolution. I know of a company called New Zealand Milk Products, NZMP, from my working days back 23 years ago. There's one company which was earlier called Fonterra, or probably now called Fonterra. One company alone in New Zealand contributes to 8% of GDP of New Zealand as a country. So the opportunity to do more in dairy and dairy processing is something that you cannot undermine, you cannot underestimate. I would urge you to look at this opportunity as well. And the last one, the last revolution, the fifth revolution, that's also unfolding in Telangana. India is hugely reliant on imports for edible oils, and we want to change that. We have set on ourselves an ambitious target of 20 lakh acres under cultivation for palm oil. Oil palm revolution is typically called the yellow revolution. Now, this yellow revolution is also unfolding in Telangana. We are offering tailor-made incentives to those farmers who are wanting to get into this field. We are also offering incentives to those who want to come forward and set up oil palm factories in Telangana. So with these 5 revolutions, green, blue, pink, white, and yellow, Telangana's rural hinterland is also going to see an explosion of industrialization. And I urge all of you, promising entrepreneurs, settled entrepreneurs and enterprises in this room, industrialists in this room, to start looking at opportunities in the hinterland as well. Of course, life sciences is exciting, technology is exciting, electronics, textiles, garments is exciting, aerospace is equally exciting, logistics, education, there's a number of other fields which are exciting. But I think these 5 revolutions together between them have the potential to create opportunities for millions and millions of youngsters. And to harness all these 5 rural revolutions, like I just mentioned, Telangana is also creating special food processing zones, like how we have ITSEZs in Hyderabad. We are creating special food processing zones with customized incentives. So those of you who are interested, I remember a day when I was a kid in school, when Hyderabad was the nutraceuticals capital of the country. I remember कि हमें एक बार एक्सकर्शन पे ले गए थे, बस में बैठ के हम लोग गए थे, शायद काटेदान था या कुछ और था, या उपल था, याद नहीं है। एम्प्रो बिस्किट फैक्ट्री गए थे हम लोग, पता नहीं एम्प्रो है कि नहीं, आज याद भी नहीं है। जाते ही वहां पे पूरा खुशबू, वो बिस्किट वाला खुशबू आने लगा, अच्छा लगा। आज कहीं वो खुशबू नहीं मिलती है। तो my point is, we had our strength, we had our presence in nutraceuticals in a big way. We need to find it again. We need to start latching on to those opportunities as well. The last thing I'll say, of course, it's easy to criticize, it's easy to say a lot of things. India as a country needs to prosper, needs to grow. But if it needs to grow, then union government also needs to start looking at performing states, looking at states that are doing well, encouraging them, because ultimately India is a union of states. India, as defined by the Constitution, by the way, this is not my definition, is a union of states. And a federal republic, unless we play to our strengths, unless we empower our states, unless we incentivize performing states and also encourage non-performing states, we would be doing a great disservice to the ambition that we have for ourselves. You know, it's all good to give beautiful slogans. Make in India is a good slogan, but has it translated into reality? I had a meeting with the All India Medical Devices Association as part of the BioAsia program. The gentleman who heads AIMED, his name is Dr. Rajiv Nath. He told me, sir, we had 1,200 units in the past. Now 600 have shut down. We only have 600. We need to ask ourselves some hard questions. We need to introspect. We need to start asking questions such as, why is it easy for us to manufacture in China, import it thousands of kilometers, still sell them cheaper than our manufacturing, than locally manufactured goods? We need to have commonsensical answers to that. What about our duty structures? What about the availability of raw material? What about our illogical, conditions that not conditions, but in fact roadblocks that we put in the way of our entrepreneurs prospering and competing with the rest of the world? My humble request through this forum to all the industry here, to the people who have the ears and who have the ability to get an audience with Prime Minister and others, please tell them that there are states that are doing well, and if only the rest of India can possibly also do equally well, we would have already been a 5 trillion economy. If the rest of India actually did as well as Telangana did, I'll back it up with numbers. When we started our journey in 2014, our per capita was 1,24,000 rupees. Today, our per capita is 3,17,000 rupees. Our gross state domestic product back in 2014 was 5,06,000 crores. Today, it is 13,27,000 crores. On both these counts, we have risen. We have enhanced by 155 and 162%. The rest of India, unfortunately, did not do as well as we did. If only the rest of India did as well, we certainly would have reached the ambition of 5 trillion target in 2022 itself. Unfortunately, even though we are a performing state, we are penalized. Hyderabad Pharma City, which will be the world's largest pharma cluster, will not receive support from the government of India. Kakatiya Mega Textile Park, which is the largest park in India for textiles, has zero support from government of India. We will not receive new manufacturing clusters for electronics. We do not receive, we were promised in the Act, Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act, that industrial corridors would be promoted. Special incentives would be given for industrialization in the state of Telangana and Andhra. I speak for both states. Unfortunately, they have not materialized in 9 years. We need to ask these questions. We need to say, what was promised as part of the legislature, as part of an enactment, as part of a statute? If that is not honored, then where is the sanctity of calling ourselves the world's largest democracy? If we, in the abode of democracy, in the temple of democracy, the promises made are not kept, what is the sanctity of this institution then? I'm asking a very serious question. My humble request to Government of India is, we may not be affiliated with you politically. That's the beauty of democracy. Not everybody is going to like you. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people in this room who don't like me. Fine, so be it. But the point is, beauty of democracy is divergence of opinion, divergence of our country, diversity of our country, the heterogeneity of this brilliant country. आप कौन होते हो डिसाइड करने वाले कि किसको क्या पहनना चाहिए, किसको क्या खाना चाहिए, किसको क्या बोलना चाहिए? ये कहां की रीत है? All I'm saying is, if you understand that India is a union of states, and if stronger the state, stronger the country, then encourage and pat us, incentivize performing states moving forward. Only then we'll see India as a first world country. Thank you very much. Jai Telangana, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, KTR Garu. May I now request Vice Chairman Shri Shekhar Reddy Garu to propose a vote of thanks.
So, Honorable Minister Garu, all the dignitaries and the dais, of the dais, and dear friends, and also friends from print and electronic media, good morning to all of you. Sir, we may say many things, we may get good policies, but today's big story is the demonstration of Mr. Jacob's story, how you have provided him, facilitated him to start. I think big applause to the KTR Garu. So thank you very much, sir, for spending your time and gracing this occasion, and also distributing the awards, state awards, and also Harita Haram, sir. And definitely today's event will inspire many entrepreneurs to come to Telangana and start new investments. And also this message, what KTR Garu demonstrated here today, Mr. Jacob's story of how he has invested, I think it will reach billions of people globally, the success story of how Telangana government is doing business. So, and definitely, sir, with all the, under your leadership, many hubs have created. I hope recently you launched the mobility hub also will definitely come in a big way to Hyderabad. And sir, with all these hubs you are creating, coming with infrastructure, buildings, factories, and with your leadership, the great infrastructure is coming in the urban area, which is adding to a lot of infrastructure sector also. You are mentioning many sectors, sir. That is what I am saying, sir. Infrastructure and added to real estate. Both I am coming to you. Next time, whenever you speak to audience, please mention also infra and real estate sector. So that is where, because almost 250 ancillary industrial estate like cement, steel, paints are surviving on that, and huge employment also, sir. Thank you. And Jay sir, thank you very much for your always continuing support through CII. Thank you very much for your presence. Sushitra ji, thank you very much. Dikshit ji, it all credit goes to you. Under your leadership, the successful event has happened. Thank you. Jacob sir, thanks for coming to Jacob Garu. Hello sir. Thank you very much for coming to Telangana, and this is your message will, I think, spread across the globe. Thank you very much for your good words. Then I thank you all the delegates, industry, academic, government agencies, representatives from the consulates and media present in this program, both in the presence and physical presence, also virtually over CII Hive platform, without which this conference would not have been possible. I once again thank all our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, faculty members and dignitaries who have joined us for this conference. With these few words, I would conclude my remarks. I request all the participants to join us for lunch. After lunch, we have very interesting panel discussion. I request all you to join for the panel discussion. Thank you very much. Thank you.